Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Sunday and welcome back to another weekly home fragrance roundup. I hope you guys had a good week. I am joined by my trusty assistant Alf, and he just laid down for his nap here. If you're new, Alf is a dog, a pug specifically, and he is my constant shadow and companion, and I love him so much. So he is in the background of a lot of my videos. So if you're ever listening with earbuds in, you might hear some snoring, some snorts. There's a lot of noises that come out of this guy. So that's just the free pug ASMR that is a bonus here on my channel. So enjoy. Anyway, this video does normally go up on Saturdays, but I have a new work situation that does take me out of the house during the week a little bit now. It's not like a super full-time thing, but well, some weeks it will be, some weeks it will not. So it's just gonna vary, which is totally fine. I'm actually doing a little bit of a life update video that I think I'll upload tomorrow. Honestly, I need to catch up from this week. My house is a wreck, so I have to clean some things up. I'm gonna go ahead and probably film that tomorrow and upload it. So if you wanna hear more about that, watch that video tomorrow. But in today's video, we're gonna go through all of the home fragrance that I was enjoying over the course of this past week. I was burning a little bit before work and then definitely after work to unwind. This week was very, very busy, very hectic. So I definitely needed a little bit of a relaxing moment after walking in the door. But yeah, we're gonna go through all of this. So we're gonna talk about candles, wax melts, what I was crocking, what I was lamping, all of the huge. I'll link everything in the description box down below. If you're new here, that description box is full of information. I'm not gonna take you guys on the usual tour today, so you won't actually see the candle crocks and the candle lamps, but I will mention them. And if you don't know what a crock or a lamp is, lucky for you, I have a video that explains everything, so I always link that in the description box. Check that out. I link my favorite crocks and lamps down there. I'll put links to where you can get the candles that I'm showing today. I'll put the sales information for the companies that I tend to frequent the most. Yeah, it's just a plethora of information. Feel free to check that out if you are interested. So anyway, guys, let's kick it off with what I am currently burning. Again, sorry for not taking you on the tour, but it just feels really good to sit down today after not sitting all week. So I'm gonna stay planted for the time being. In the dining room is Haunted Apple Nights from HomeWorx. I did review that one earlier this week. I reviewed a ton of candles this week. It was just the easiest content for me to put up while I was kind of coming and going. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed those videos. So Haunted Apple Nights it's actually, I think, on its last burn right now. So I've really enjoyed that one. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Leaves. What? Yeah, listen, it's been a long week. Doesn't remind me of Nest. Reminds me of Leaves from Bath & Body Works. Oop, and there goes the curtain. Sorry about that. It's a lovely, breezy, sunny, it's still warm out. The weather's changing. I'm really excited for the weather to change. It's gonna turn to gray, rainy goodness here in the next couple of days, which I'm so looking forward to. But it is kind of a beautiful fall day. I will say there's not a cloud in the sky. There's a little breeze, and I think it's like 70. I don't know. It's still too warm for me, but whatever. Anyway, what else is going? In the entryway, I have Bath & Body Works Pumpkin Apple. That is actually the second one of the season. Purchased a backup because I love it so much. Now, I will say I did have to crock it after the halfway point. Totally anticipating that with this one, but in the crock, it did give me quite a bit of life. I think I had burned it to probably the halfway point, maybe a little bit below the halfway point, and I got a solid week of 24/7 like fragrance output from that, so that's fine. I mean, I'll take that. I really enjoy crocking candles. It's a way for me to get life out of candles that otherwise, well, let's face it, I wouldn't return a candle unless there was, you know, some like massive problem, or if I didn't like the scent, like if I ordered it online, but like I wouldn't burn it. I would just take it back unburned. But anyway, okay, I'm sorry about that little interruption there. I was literally in the middle of a sentence and lost track of my train of thought. This has been happening for a few months and it's kind of annoying. I am annoyed with myself, so sorry if I'm annoying you. Anyway, I think I was talking about the pumpkin apple in the entryway here. I need to crock it probably after the halfway point. I'm fine with that. I really enjoy the fragrance. So I am not the person to return candles after I have burned them a significant amount. And for me, like burning to the halfway point, I would consider that a significant amount. Even if the candle is faulty, essentially, I just will crock it. It is a way for me to get my money's worth out of the candle. Obviously, when it comes to home fragrance, ambiance, so the flame is important, so is the fragrance itself, right? But I always have other candles going, and I like having the constant source of fragrance output from the crocks and the lamps. It's just a really great way for me to use up products that otherwise I wouldn't be able to use the normal way. And I know me, I'm not gonna send stuff back. I'm not gonna go back to the store. If a candle is faulty from the get-go, absolutely. In that case, yes, return it. Or if I order something and I don't like the fragrance, now this is obviously just with Bath and Body Works because I can pop in store. You know, it's a lot harder to do when you order from QVC, when you order directly from company websites. So if there is a store that I can return something to after I've purchased it, yes, I will take it back. But I also try to be kind of mindful about my purchases prior to making them so that I don't make too many goof ups. But crocks and lamps, I think, are just such a great tool to have on hand to still get the fragrance enjoyment out of the stuff that doesn't work out burning. So anyway, what am I burning in the kitchen? I don't think I've mentioned this. If I did, sorry, I'm repeating myself. But I do have apple crumble from Bath and Body Works from like back in the day going in there right now. So I love that one. It's such a good performer. And later on this afternoon, when all of these candles are, you know, done with their rotation, I'm actually going to start digging into some of the holiday candles from Cringle. So I'm really excited to start digging into those. If you missed my first sniff impressions, those went up last week, I think. I'll link those in the description box down below. So yeah, holiday candles are coming out. Bath and Body Works has released holiday candles. HomeWorx has definitely released some holiday stuff at this point. I feel like most candle companies are starting the switch over to the holidays. I know Halloween hasn't even happened. I know, I've seen a calendar, but the retail world moves fast. So keep up if you can, I guess. But what am I using underneath my lamps? So in my office, spiced white pumpkin is from HomeWorx is what I've been melting there. And I can tell that I'm ready to pour off that layer of wax. I think I'll do that after this video. And then in the upstairs hallway, I have the autumn pumpkin going, and that is done. Like I'm on like the very last low layer of wax. And as I was walking by it today, I was like, I literally can't smell anything. So I know that one is basically just toast at this point. So I'll turn that off after this video as well. In terms of what I had in my crocks, I cleaned all of those out this morning and I haven't put anything new in, but I thought I'd tell you what I had in my crocks earlier this week. I keep my candle crocks on 24/7. You don't have to do that. It's just what I do. So, this is pumpkin latte. Man, this one got real dirty at the halfway point. I do have a backup. I'm not going to exchange the backup because honestly, I really enjoyed the fragrance. It's a nice one. I didn't care for this pumpkin spice latte as much as I cared for the, do I even have it here? I think it's upstairs already. The Cringle pumpkin spice latte. I prefer the fragrance of that one a little bit more, but both great PSL fragrances. So anyway, I'm sure that I will probably get the second one out, if not this week, then next week. It's nice, but it got real dirty and real sooty after the halfway point. So That's a little bit of a bummer. I also had this going upstairs. This is the Pumpkin Donut Shop. Now listen, I liked this a lot better when it was burning than when I was melting it. I think it just got too intense. When you crock a candle and you melt the whole thing, which is, you know, like the crock envelops the entire candle and melts everything at once. I think it just got to be too intensely sweet. There is an insane powdered sugar note in here that is very bearable when the candle is lit, but is borderline almost unbearable when the candle is melting. I don't have a backup of this anymore. I did take the one back that I didn't burn after the haul and exchanged it for something else. But yeah, this is an interesting scent. I didn't have this originally when it first came out, but that powdered sugar note is so intense in this one that I was like, oh, I don't think I can. So anyway, and then I had pine cones and pomander in one of my crocks as well. And that one pretty much done at this point. So I did pour out the wax from this one. I like to make fire starters. And so a lot of times after my candles are done in the crocks or underneath the lamps, I will take that wax and pour it into this little cardboard situation. And then I use them as fire starters in our backyard. It works like a charm. So anyway, there's that. What else was I burning this week? This beauty right here. Oh my God, I love it so much. It's so stinking good. I actually placed an order at Cringle and picked up another one of these when it was back in stock for a short period of time. It might be back in stock again, but I'm not sure. I didn't think to check the website before sitting down here. They're calling it sprinkled macaroons. This is not a macaroon. This is a macaron. This is the French pastry. It's not a coconut haystack, but I think Cringle is convinced that these are macaroons and they're just not. But this scent, it is heavenly. You smell that like almond flower note that is used in macarons. It's just so warm, so cozy, so delicious smelling. It's one of my like top fragrances of probably all time. This and Jelly Donut and obviously Vintage Pomander are my top 3 reserve candles from Cringle. If you're gonna ask me if Vintage Pomander is coming back, I'm not 100% sure yet. I need to check in with Cringle. I did check in a few months ago and they said yes, they were definitely going to try to bring it back for this holiday season. So hopefully they have been able to source everything to recreate that one. So fingers crossed. Another Cringle candle that I burned and reviewed this week. I actually burned this one at night in my bedroom after I got off of work to just unwind this past week. Smoke and Oak. Oh, this is a really good one too. Now, it's not my, I don't love it as much as obviously the sprinkled macaroons, like sprinkled macaroons. I hate that they're calling it that, but this is very perfumey, and my go-to is still the Gourmand Fruity scents, but I am starting to get hooked on these perfumey fragrances from Cringle, and this Smoke and Oak, it's kind of masculine, but it's just really, really beautiful. It's kind of along the same lines as Skull and Sonnet from the Halloween collection. Listen, I love this one. I did review it this week, so if you want more information, check that out. And then I think the review for this one also went up and I finished it. She gone. I burned it to the ground. This is Sunflower and Suede, and this is beautiful too. Again, perfumey, but this one's a little bit more maybe feminine smelling than the Smoke and Oak. Just absolutely stunning. I guess I could tell you guys the notes because they are on the bottom, but definitely check out the in-depth reviews if you want a little bit more information. So floral, suede, bergamot, saffron, rose, nutmeg, and amber. Very unique, very perfumey. The Smoke and Oak was smoke, wood, bourbon, leather, amber, and fruit. So good. Definitely highly recommend. Okay, I've got a few Bath & Body Works candles. The Bath & Body Works candles are great because they do pool out pretty quickly, and so they're kind of great to light up if you don't have a ton of time. So these were definitely in heavy rotation this week as well, especially in the morning. Now this one here, Together Weather. I still don't know how I feel about this one. It's fresh. It's a little bit perfumey as well. I still don't know if I like it or if I don't like it. This has been the one perplexing fragrance that I just cannot make my mind up on at all. So the notes in this one were blushing breeze, sugared cardamom, and soft cedar. Again, I did review it this past week. So yeah, I wish I could make up my mind about it. Sometimes when I walk past it, I think, oh, that's really lovely, very unique, kind of an interesting fresh fragrance. Other times I walk past it and I'm like, what is that? Why am I smelling that right now? What candle is doing that? It's the weirdest thing. But anyway, have you ever had a fragrance that just like you can't make up your mind about? This is the one for me this year, I guess. I just can't figure it out. Okay, after I get this video up, I'm going to my local Bath & Body Works and I'm praying that there are still some in stock because it's actually on a pretty good sale right now. I think they're clearancing out a lot of stuff. This is Cozy Sunday Night. I reviewed this one as well this week. This is the most beautiful fall and holiday fragrance. I feel like I smell a holiday tree note in here, and I know a lot of you guys do as well. Some don't, some do. I smell it big time, but this is so warm, so cozy, so inviting. It is just gorgeous. I cannot get enough of it. So warm cinnamon, crystallized ginger, and vanilla bean are the notes. If you see it, you should get it. It's so lovely. Also, I did one burn on my beloved Cranberry Woods, but she's going downhill. So I think I'm gonna have to end up crocking her. So I actually have a lot better luck normally with the core line packaging than I do with the more like regular packaging that they like to do where they switch up the labels and, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, the core line lately, it just hasn't been performing super great. Like this one was in the core line as well, and it dudded out on me at probably this exact point that I'm at here. So yeah, that's the frustrating part with Bath & Body Works. They have so many great fragrances, but the performance can be really hit and miss. It can be with a lot of different companies, but I feel like with Bath & Body Works, it's so frequent that it can be really frustrating. But here's the thing. I still think that for the price when they're on the $12.95 sale and I have a 20 or 25% off coupon, I still think they're kind of worth checking out. Obviously they are because I'm still buying them, but it is frustrating. It's definitely frustrating. But like I said, I can just crock them, and that makes me feel a whole lot better about the situation because I'm still getting the fragrance output. And if I'm gonna be like totally honest, I think that's the most important part for me is the fragrance. So there's that. I adore this. This very much smells like one of my holy grail perfumes that I wear super frequently. I am wearing it almost every single day right now. It is the Seven Virtues Vanilla Woods. If you've never smelled it, it is beautiful. Actually, if you like this candle, I'll link that perfume down below. They're very similar. It's not a 100% like across the board dupe, but very, very similar. But this is definitely a little lighter to my nose. I'm actually kind of curious to crock this one to see if I can amp it up a little bit, because obviously I'm gonna be melting the remainder of the wax here. So that's gonna amp up that fragrance output a little bit more. But also part of me is like, it is very pretty packaging. I do like this gold ombre situation here. Not a fan of the snake. My daughter wants this lid though, so I'm gonna give this to her. But I think I might, since all of my Crocs are currently off, I think I might go ahead and put this in my bedroom and just enjoy that one in there. It's so beautiful, and it'll definitely help me sleep well. Okay, I wanted to show you guys that it came in this week. I am so excited about this candle. So I have decided for every holiday season that I am going to get some kind of jumbo candle. Last year I purchased the hearth size of the Voluspa Noble Fir Garland. I still have the vast majority of that candle left because it's gonna burn probably for 2 more years. These hearth candles are massive. They're expensive, but they're beautiful, and they are 100% worth it if you are able to splurge on them. The fragrance output is fabulous, and the packaging, heavenly. This year, I decided to gift myself a luxe candle from HomeWorx. So I ordered this off of QVC. It was on sale for just under $100, and then they were doing, I think it was like a $25 or 20% off. I don't know what it was, what the sale was, but it was just this code that you could enter. And it got this down to, I think, under $80 for me. So way less than the Voluspa candle. But here she is. What is this? It is the Cinnamon Vanilla from HomeWorx. I reviewed this one. I'm going to put her on my shoulder here for a second because she's heavy. I reviewed this one, was it a month or so ago? And I fell in love with it. I didn't actually purchase the one that I reviewed. My friend Fiona gifted it to me, and I fell in love with it. And I was like, I really hope that this candle like comes back. And then it did in the regular 4-wick and then also in the luxe. I cannot tell you how basic and boring this amazing fragrance is, but it is so well done that this is what I want as kind of like one of the background base fragrances for the holiday season. I think this is actually going to pair quite well with the Voluspa Noble for Garland. So we've got a lot of wicks here. This is a 5-wick candle. And I know because a few other people have told me that this takes about a year to pull out fully. That's an exaggeration, but it takes many hours to fully pull out. So I'm definitely going to put this in my Chester Hurricane to help that process along a little bit. But just prepare yourself that if you're going to get one of these, that you better have a few hours to dedicate to letting it go. Otherwise, you're going to start getting that tunneling. You don't want tunneling. So I'm really excited. I was so pleased to see it in the hobnail design because this is my favorite specialty glass from HomeWorx. I've always been a fan of the hobnail design. So yeah, substantial glass lid with a nice gasket on it, which I am loving. My Voluspa Noble for Garland actually does not have this little plastic gasket, so it kind of slides around a little bit. It always makes me nervous, but this one does have this nice gasket here. So anyway, this is going to be my holiday candle this year. Well, one of them, one of many, and I'm really, really excited about it. So thank you, QVC, for having a sale. But I'm annoyed because I think that 2 days after, I could have probably still used that coupon, and then they were doing free shipping. That was annoying. I'll get over it. Okay, now my warmers were not on this whole week, so I don't have a whole lot of Scentsy to share from this past week, but I do have 2 Scentsy and most of a value pack from Better Homes and Gardens. This is the Vanilla Cookie Crunch. So the Vanilla Cookie Crunch is a fragrance that I discovered years ago. Like, I used to talk about this on my channel all the time, and then I just kind of stopped going to Walmart. I started going to Fred Meyer a lot more frequently. Well, I've been going to Fred Meyer most of the time anyway, but the Walmart is just like inconvenient enough for me to like not go there very often. So, but I was in there looking at some of like the holiday decor from my Texas house, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right, Better Homes and Gardens. So I popped over there, picked up a couple of these. It is still one of the best fragrances. But the performance is kind of garbage. It lasts a day and then it's done. But for $4 for this whole thing, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll change out my wax. But this is one of the things that always is a little bit more bothersome for me when it comes to vendor wax, is that I find a lot of vendor wax, they can be quite strong, but after about a day, there's like nothing left. So, and I don't like changing out my wax every single day. I'm a little lazy when it comes to that. So, but I did miss this. This is buttercream, shortbread cookie, and vanilla. It is delicious. Again, it's super basic, but I don't know, I love me a good basic scent. I just cannot get enough of it. This is Berry Good Pumpkin, and this is Cider Mill. Both of these are actually going in the downstairs right now, so these guys are done. I'll go upstairs and put them in my empties bin. But both of these were in my fall recommendations for Scentsy. This Berry Good Pumpkin has the most lovely berry note, but then it also has the pumpkin, the touch of the fall spices. It's a really beautiful, unique, interesting fragrance. So definitely one worth trying. And Cider Mill it's a basic, it's just your run-of-the-mill cider mill fragrance. Very, very close, I would say, to honey pear cider in some respects, but it's definitely missing the honey and the pear. But the cider portion of that one is, I definitely smell that in here. This is so good. It usually makes Lisa's video every time that we do that collab. So anyway, this year I was like, I'm gonna put it in mine too. So anyway, you guys, that is everything from this past week. So I am gonna go and clean up my mess here, and I think I might go take a nap this afternoon before heading out to Bath and Body Works to check out if I can snag some more of this amazing cozy Sunday night. I'm telling you guys, get it before it's gone. It is really, really beautiful. And I mean, it is starting to get messy. It does have the thick wicks. I seem to love all of the fragrances that have the really thick rope-like, I call them tree stump wicks. They're just very thick wicks that are coated in wax, and they just seem to disintegrate, and the carbon residue falls into the wax itself. It will change the fragrance. Also, I find that these are the most prone to sooting as well. So it's just kind of a messy wick. I don't understand why they keep using this particular wick, but I mean, whatever. It's not my company. All right, you guys, I appreciate you being here. Let me know what you are burning and melting this past week in the comments down below. Check out the description box if you are interested in any of the links, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.